What's up? Good morning. Still trying to make it. Booty butt naked, and nobody can take it except my husband. Welcome. It's Nano the Puerto Rican. Another day, February 6th, 2024. Smoking a blunt. Post workout. I'm off today, y'all. I ain't gotta go into the service job. I make no money today. I make no money at home today. And relax and look for something else, which I do every day. I go on Indeed. And today I signed up for Quick, which is like an temp agency kind of, or like a freelance independent contractor type app, which looks like where the service industry is going to. The people rather use those apps because they pay more. As you work more, they pay more. And you earn different tiers and different levels on some of these. And by doing that, you probably start off like $10 an hour at a job. But the next job you're working to be 15, the next one will be 17. I worked one job, $27 an hour, and just standing there serving the food. No cooking involved, just serving. Very easy. The companies have a choice to hire you if they want to, and you have a $250 bonus for some of these people. They give you $250 if you get hired, but sometimes it's just not worth it. Company I'm with now, they make you work 300 hours or so before you even get hired through that app, which to me makes no sense. I mean, they're just treating it like a temp agency, basically. Sometimes you get lucky, but most of the time, those people, they come in, they don't want to work. They're kicking it. They just come to chill. And then the bosses are so busy that they can't watch them. So they barely come back and check on them and see what they're doing. They in the bathroom, they outside. Can't do that at a restaurant. My first job, I'm talking about the reason why I'm still in the service industry. I started at 15 or 16 at the Coast Guard Club, which is a spot where we served the people who were what they call weekend warriors or people in the reserves. We served them. We served people in our federal building here in Cleveland. And they had a club side where people used to kick it on Fridays and Saturdays. I was 16 kicking it there. They used to make us dance because me and my brother and some of the workers there used to do the Trans Europe Express with all the moves and all the little call outs. They loved it. But being there, I was making $4.50. This is 1993, 94. When I left there, I was making, I think, $9. 4 years later, sometimes I would pop back in there after high school and work sometimes, but they shut down because the owners were embezzling the money. The people who ran the club, the managers embezzled $40,000. I was mad when I heard that because I was like, where my tips at, bitch? And at the same time, I was working at the airport, TSA, as a security guard. I would work there from 4:30 to 1, and then go down to the Coast Guard around 3 or 4, and be out of there like 11. And do it again the next day. TSA was any day. Also, the banquet place was any day. They worked Sundays too. So I was noticing as I was getting jobs that the factories and a lot of the 9 to 5s and Monday through Fridays were drug testing. And I've been smoking weed since I was 17. So I wasn't going to stop that. And I noticed that restaurants did not. And the money was coming in faster at the restaurants at that time. The year 2000, I think, sparked like restaurants here in Cleveland. Maybe 2004. But it started to peak where I found out what upscale was. In 1999, I worked at the Chop House. I was 21 at Cleveland Chop House. And I was busser. And sometimes I would leave there with $250 a night in cash in my pocket, plus the $4 or $5 they paid you per hour. So, and then I saw the party life because it was downtown Cleveland. I started meeting a lot of people who were into nightlife things. And that came with the clubs and meeting people that I thought were going to align me with something that can help me in the future. They all end up being dirty. So I didn't want to get that deep into that world, even though I was selling drugs and smoking weed. Because I would sell weed to to guests, and I would sell weed to the people in the kitchen. And that kept me in restaurants. I went on to work at John Q Steakhouse. That's no longer there either. It's down Fahrenheit. Where I saw celebrities, I started seeing celebrities. I did see celebrities at the Chop House, mostly like basketball players. And Jay-Z came to John Q's, and a couple other people who I considered celebrities, you know. And then after John Q's, I started at Parallax, which is the restaurant. If you saw my other videos, I talked about was open 18 years, and I was there 14 years with that company on and off because I've moved to Texas, Puerto Rico, and Florida, and always came back to that company because of the money. People follow their chefs since the 1980s, so they had 6 restaurants in the city, and I would work at 3 of the restaurants. Once in a while, I would work at the other ones, but just a one time, like a 4th of July or something, where I made $500 in one night. And I didn't even know the menu. But all his restaurants were set up the same as far as tables and how you served them, what seat number they were at. And if you knew his restaurants, then you can build the plate in your head so you can describe it good for the guests and sell his specials. But making money there was crazy. I was also working at another restaurant right by the water that was upscale, was still open. It's been open since like the 70s or something. My parents used to go there for their anniversary. and I was a food runner slash busser there, but I was making $6 an hour there during the day, and I would go to that parallax job at night. One day I made $800 being a busser. 400. This is 2005, 2006, around there. It's just not that now. You probably make $80 as a busser. Where I work at now, I'm basically room service, a busser, food runner, all in one. And my tips are like $30 a day, which is terrible. It's not a busy place, in my eyes. When they first opened, they used to have 200 people, 300 people on Fridays and Saturdays, but now we probably see 30. I blame it on the food there and the way the kitchen looks, and I just feel it can be elevated. They need a better chef. But it is pretty. It's a cute restaurant. I'm not a chef, so I don't know what's new and ready to be out there. But some of these restaurants you go to and the dishes are so plain. They get these rave reviews and the food is like, I'm telling you, people cut like sourdough bread that's out the package and making stuff out the can. Or they'll make something from scratch, but then they won't decorate it. Like here's your pudding, your bread pudding, and it's like nothing. Just a square, and that's it. No ice cream on top, no glaze, no nothing. I don't know. There's no flavor in some of these foods. There are some good restaurants in Cleveland. I haven't been to a lot of the upscale ones because I can't afford it. But once in a while, I like to go to independent restaurants. My husband trusts ones that are chains. I don't like to go to chains. But I compromise, and he compromised with me. He goes to upscale restaurants because he likes filet mignon. But he would rather go to like a Ruth Chris. I would rather go to an independent. And usually it's a place I never tried before. And every time we go to another city, we try to eat at restaurants. We try the best burger because he loves burgers. And we try the best steak place. And we look up the best pizza. And it's all according to reviews and stuff. Cause that's all we got to go off since we don't live there. So we try it out. I should start doing videos about it. We're going to Key West very soon. Hopefully. Or maybe I'll do one there. And he likes crab cakes. So when we're in a place like by the water, like Florida, we like to go see what seafood they offer. And if the crab cakes are good. Last time we went somewhere in Dundon, Florida, we were in Clearwater. So we tried something there and it was amazing. So we're gonna do that there. It's gonna be his 50th birthday. Yes. Well, I was talking about restaurants and how I got involved in them and how I was making illegal money and legal money at the same time at all of them. And other people were doing the same thing too. And that's why most of these places closed. Because chefs were selling steaks out the back door. Managers was stealing shit. Then you got servers who had scams with gift cards. I don't know how they scammed the POS system, but they all got caught. Or the business, it went out of business because the owners weren't paying attention to the chefs or the servers, scamming them. I'm not about a scam. It takes too much to scam when I can just go in here and be nice to people and give them good service and smile and make $800 a day, like I told you. 1,000 one time. On one table, I made 1,000. The dude always tips 1,000. This guy is known as Claus. We called him Claus because he always came and tipped 1,000. Whatever server served him, it wasn't about good service or bad service. He always got good service, but he tipped 1,000 regardless. So it wasn't special service. Like, I treat everybody the same because you never know who's rich. I've learned that too. You can't judge a book by its cover. There's people coming there with the raggediest clothes, smelling, dandruff coming out their beard and their hair, and they tip you the 500 a night, the 400. And then the ones that got the Gucci Prada tip you nada. You hear me? Especially in Orlando. Oh Lord. I worked at Olive Garden in Orlando. It was hard to work there. On 436. Y'all know, shout out to my Florida people. Y'all know when I was there, Puerto Rican brown, coming around and knocking everybody down. Y'all know who I am. Yes, that is the worst crowd I ever served. I'm so sorry. I love Orlando, the weather, probably the party, but the people, something's wrong. They hit each other so much, everybody fighting. I did get down there the year Travis Martin happened, though. Rest in peace to him. People were throwing bread at Olive Garden, hitting each other. It was black and white everywhere, black and white issues. I'm Puerto Rican, so I'm Bayesian in the middle, and I pray for both families. Hallelujah. Because I don't know what happened. And I watch a lot of conspiracy theory things, and this shit is crazy out here, what they let you watch. So, and what is truth? It's hard to determine what's the truth if you wasn't there and if you didn't see it for yourself. So, Olive Garden was crazy. Orlando was crazy at that time. I would go to Convenient, people be fighting there. People fighting at the fucking Waffle House. Like, what the fuck? And I did live in a Popka when I first got there, and it was still black and white. Like, blacks live south of the railroad tracks, and white looking people lived in the north. And I had a friend who is Puerto Rican, but she's light skinned and her husband is black. And they was hating on her. Some people was hating on her over there on that side because she had a black husband. So it was still that. This is like, shit, 2012. I was there for a whole year and 4 months. But and then I got used to it. Like it took me like 3 months to make friends and trust people. When they saw how authentic I was, they, of course, we started kicking it. There was a lot of people that were not from Orlando. And Orlando people blame the attitude in the city on people that moved there from New York and Chicago and Miami. I could see that changing people. But when I ask people where they were raised, who had an attitude, they were all from Orlando. So maybe the attitude is changing because those people moved there and they have to be, I don't know, they have to be rough with each other because it was just a fucking snooty, wannabe, broke ass motherfuckers. A lot of heroin. I was on the bus too. I was broke on the bus, and the heroin was everywhere. All you seen was heroin addicts at the bus stop begging. And I was in Altamont. Altamont Springs is like a suburb of Orlando. But there is money in the service industry down there. Don't get it twisted, because it happens all year. Because people travel there. But the pay per hour is terrible in Orlando, because you don't pay, I believe you don't pay state taxes there. But it's terrible. Like $9 an hour plus tips, or $9 an hour sometimes. When I was down there, was a sous chef at Disney was making $9 an hour, $10 an hour, no tips. So the shit is terrible, and it was racist. And it felt like Cleveland there, because in some places it was like all black on this side and all white on this side. But there's a lot of Latinos. See, that's where Florida is different than up here, because there's not a lot of Puerto Ricans here compared to Orlando or all of Florida. Shit. All the Puerto Ricans from here moved down there. I'm glad I knew some people down there, because I learned the city fast. And I had a cousin who grew up there who was half black and half Puerto Rican, so. And he was in a rap group down there. So I got to know a lot of people real fast in the city. And it was just like Cleveland. Only about 300,000 people live in Orlando, which you would think would be more. But they do football just like us. Sundays is quiet. Downtown is shut down and looking all dirty from the fucked up night before. I don't know how it is now, because I ain't been there since, well, I went 2016 for a wedding. And I wasn't there long, so I ain't kick it. But it's always construction, and the traffic is crazy. And I moved back to Ohio because I miss my family, basically. But the weather was amazing. I would love to live in that type of weather again, but not in Florida. That's a no. Especially with the DeSantis. That's a hell no. I was Olive Garden on him. And when I got back here, of course, I went to the upscale again. During COVID, I got tired of upscale because the shit was off the hook. The money was amazing, but working with some of the people that we had to recruit was terrible. Because the people don't know what the fuck they doing. At an upscale restaurant, you don't bring hot sauce or ketchup bottles to the table. You pour it in a ramekin and then you bring it to the table. On a plate with the napkin. There's certain little touches you have to do. It's not like Applebee's. So, we got a lot of Applebee's people in the back and in the front of the house. So we fucked up restaurants, and restaurants ain't shit, huh? So, if you get a good server, they probably old as hell. They can't move fast, because they feet hurt. My feet hurt like a motherfucker. And I'm 46. So, they tired. You hear me? Well, yeah. That's why I'm in restaurants. Stuck in them. Because the tip money was amazing. But now it's not happening. So now I have to switch gears. And I've enrolled in college. Again. And if I can afford it, I'm going to go and get like a certificate, because I need a steady job. I need something. Tip money's not happening. and I'm going into the medical field, which I don't like. I throw up when people throw up. I can't see blood like that. And guts and shit. No, I don't have no kids. So, we'll see how it goes. I'll let y'all know. So, if you know about work around the area in Cleveland that's a server assistant, or food runner, you let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, all those things. It's Nano the Gay Gougie, Puerto Rican. I'm gonna let y'all go because I probably bored y'all. I'm gonna tell you some more, I don't know, things about my life next time. Probably talk about my outing, my coming out story, which is up and down, and you guys won't believe it. This is Nano the Puerto Rican. I'm still trying to make it, booty butt naked, and nobody can take it except my husband. I love you, Poppy. I love my husband. I love you. Bye.